So just a couple things about Gettysburg before we discuss how this battle gets going. Gettysburg, here you see it, it's got 2,400 people. That's the population. So I want you to wrap your head around the fact that you're going to have 87,000 people fight here. And just imagine what that meant to the people of Gettysburg, not just during the battle, but after this battle was over. After you had thousands of horses, dead horses, injured people, dead people that had to be dealt with. And you have 2,000 people here, 187,000 people who fight here. This is a small town. It's got this college that we're looking at. And they build a lot of horse carriages. That's basically their industry. And there you have it. Now, John Buford is out here in this area that we're talking about. He's the commander of the 1st Cavalry Division for the northern side. And he's going to make the first huge contribution in this battle. He's out here, he goes up on that cupola that we're looking at right now, and he realizes immediately, he sees what the topography indicates, which is that down this direction, you have about 7,000 Southerners. I'll tell you why in a minute, but they're not far away. They're about a mile down that direction. And then if they go and they go through that college and they go through that town, there's a series of high ridges that they can get on. Most important thing to know about this war is that almost every battle, if you're up on top and you're being attacked, you're going to win that battle. So very important to try to secure the higher land. And he realizes that he is outmatched by about 3-1. So what's he going to do? Well, the first thing he does is he's going to send a letter off to John Reynolds, who's 5 miles back that way. He's 5 miles away. And he's going to tell him, you need to get men together. He's the general. You need to get your men together. You need to get out here. And then he's going to spread his men out. And he's going to try to convince the South that there's a lot more people than they think by using this carbine that he has that shoots 8 to 10 bullets a minute, which is a lot more than the other side is able to do. So it's going to convince them there's more people by spreading out. And they're able to do a really miraculous job and hold them off for a few hours. And then sure enough, Reynolds arrives. Reynolds arrives right out there where the cupola is, and they have a conversation. And all looks good. And Reynolds shows up, Reynolds' men show up, and they engage in this fight. Now, why is the South here? What's going on here? Well, they're being led by a guy, Henry Heath, and there's a lot of mythology about what he's out there for. The story gets told that he's off here to find some shoes. That's not true. There aren't shoes here. This is a town that makes carriages, but not shoes. But even more importantly, the Confederates have already gone through Gettysburg, so they've already taken everything there is to take. And if they're really just foraging for some shoes, they're not going to have 7,000 people. There had been some people who believed that the Northern Army was coming in this way, and I think he just wanted to check it out. But the thing is, Robert E. Lee had told him that he didn't want any general engagement at this time. He told him in no uncertain terms that he did not want a general engagement. And guess what Henry Heath is going to do? He's going to enter into a general engagement, although he doesn't think it's a general engagement when it starts. It's kind of how these things go. Anyway, Reynolds is going to go up more forward, and he's exhorting his men to push them out of the woods. And I'm going to show you here. Here's the spot where John Reynolds is shot in the neck, and he dies instantaneously. He's dragged by his horse for a bit, and he's gone. So you have to understand that this is the guy who's considered to be the greatest military mind in the Army. He's the person Lincoln wanted to be the commanding general, and now he's gone. Abner Doubleday, who we talked about and whose statue we looked at, he's going to show up, and he's going to have to lead those men, and he's going to do a great job as the battle on day number 1 continues.